My name is Sheila Gold. I am the Assistant Dean of Recruitment and Admissions for the Tulane School of Professional Advancement, and I appreciate you all being here. We are going to go through this webinar. It takes about 20 minutes for this webinar. We are happy to have you take yourself off mute if you have questions. You can also drop a question in the chat, which is being monitored by my colleague Anne, who is behind the scenes, kind of making the action happen. And if you don't have any questions during the webinar, at the end of the webinar, I'm going to give you my contact information. And if you have a question afterwards, you can always email me. So there's no pressure to feel like you have to, jump in or say anything on this webinar. We really appreciate you all coming today. We know that this is in the middle of what I'm assuming is a busy Monday. So we try to be very respectful of your time, and we're going to go ahead and get going. So the School of Professional Advancement is one of 10 schools that makes up Tulane University. So there's 10 different schools at the university. One is the School of Professional Advancement, and we're actually the third oldest school at the university. The university was launched as a medical school back in the 1850s. Shortly thereafter, the law school was founded, and then shortly thereafter, the School of Professional Advancement was founded. It had a different name, but we've always had the same mission, which is to bring a Tulane education to non-traditional students and working adults. So a non-traditional student is anybody other than that kind of traditional 18-year-old who graduated high school, starts college the next fall, and lives on campus and does 4 years. So if you're a working adult, if you've already started a degree and haven't finished it and need to degree complete, if you want to change degrees or go back to school for a certificate because you want to grow your career, this is the part of Tulane that is for you. So a little bit about us. We are located on the Uptown campus. That is the main campus of Tulane University. We are in the Richardson building, which is that orange building. We are on the second floor. So all of those windows on the second floor are us. It's where our administration, our advising, admissions, and many of our faculty members have offices. We also have a student lounge. There's a picture right there that says "Where You Belong." That mural was actually created by some of our digital design students who are incredibly creative. They did that mural as a class project, and we liked it so much that we actually commissioned them to paint it on the wall. We have cups with that design on it, and that's just an example of some of the incredible work that our students do at SoPA. So people often ask, like, SoPA, is that like Tulane? Is that real Tulane? It is 100% part of Tulane University. When you graduate, your degree is going to look just like the one that's on the screen. It will say Tulane University, School of Professional Advancement, whatever degree it is that you earned, your name. It will have the seal of the university, the signature of the president of the university and the president of the board. So we always like to say that our school offers Tulane programs with Tulane faculty, and you get a Tulane degree. So a little bit about what we're going to talk about in the next 15 minutes or so is the programs and faculty that we think make SoPA a little bit special, maybe from other schools that you're looking at, the learning experience and how we think that differs a little bit from other schools that you may have attended. We're going to talk about how we support students so that you will be successful and you'll get that degree that we just showed you on the other page. And then we'll talk a little bit about the application process and tuition. So one of the things that we think is especially important for you all to understand is that our faculty are what are called professors of practice. And that means that they are all professionals in the field that they teach. So quite often your professors will actually be doing the work that it is that they're teaching in the classroom. So this is a really good example from Amanda Fennell, who teaches, and she's also the assistant director of our cyber and IT programs. She says, as a cybersecurity leader, I feel it's vital to prepare our professionals, which is you all, the students, through practical experience, which is why I incorporate my day job into my classes at night. So that's exactly how I like you all to think about it. The people that you're learning from are people that you could potentially be interviewing for a job in front of, or who have colleagues in the field where you are interested in working. You are going to be learning absolutely what's happening in the workforce right now so that when it comes to graduation, you'll be super prepared to go and get a job. So, a little bit about what we offer on the undergraduate level. All of our undergraduate degrees are in the black prints. We have professional certificates, which is just 3 or 4 classes in a very narrow area, and those are in the blue print. And then the light green print are what we call post-baccalaureate certificates. And these are in very specific areas: paralegal studies, graphic design, and interactive design. But what's different about those certificates is that you must already have a bachelor's degree in order to be admitted into those programs. If you're looking for a bachelor's degree, we offer human resources, organizational behavior and management studies, which is our really big long name for business classes, Homeland Security Studies, General Legal Studies, Humanities and Social Science, which is like really broad, Information Technology, if you're interested in IT, Exercise Science, Health and Wellness, Digital Design, Digital Media and Marketing Communications, and Public Relations. So that's what we offer in terms of our bachelor's degrees. All right, a little bit about the learning experience at SoPA. So, our faculty spend a lot of time thinking about how they can deliver the curriculum to you in a way that's interesting and engaging, and also takes into account the fact that you are doing other things in your life. You're probably working, you might have families that you're taking care of, you might have parents or children that you're taking care of, you might be juggling other responsibilities out in the community. So they try to create curriculum where you're very engaged, it's very interactive, and maybe it's a little bit more hands-on than you've ever experienced before. So our faculty go out of their way to come up with real-world scenarios that you can have as a project and solve that will very much mimic the kind of projects you'll have to do in the workplace. So when you graduate, and you get a job, you'll be like, oh, I already know how to solve that problem. That's very similar to a project that I did in school. Two of the ways that our faculty do really interesting things is some of our faculty have actually created projects in the metaverse. And so that's what that first picture is supposed to mimic. So it's a scenario where you will have to go into an online sort of scenario. You'll create an avatar for yourself. You'll work through a series of issues and problems, come up with a solution, and then submit that solution as your homework. So this much more mimics the kind of, real world experience that you're going to have once you get a job. And it's very interactive. You might do it alone. You might do it with a small study group, but you're going to feel like you're really getting experience walking through and solving a problem. Another way that our faculty try to create an interesting way of learning is a bunch of our faculty members have reported podcasts. So your lesson that week, instead of like reading a chapter or reading some articles, you'll have a podcast to listen to, and you can listen to 15 minutes of it on the way to work, 15 minutes of it on the way back from work, maybe 20 minutes while you're putting dinner together. And so that's a very interactive and kind of different way to engage with curriculum than you might have been used to in the past. And our students tend to really enjoy these different modalities. Another way that we feel like differentiates us from other schools that you might be looking at is that we are very dedicated to having our students be successful. So we wrap you in all sorts of support because we don't want to just admit you to the school. We want to see you graduate with the degree or certificate that you're pursuing. We want you to get that diploma that you saw a few slides earlier. So you will have a dedicated academic advisor that can help you choose your classes, transfer any credits that you may have. If for some reason you need to take a semester off, they can help you with that. If you want to figure out, should I take one class or two classes a semester, they can help you sort of figure that out. How close are you to graduation? Those are great questions for your academic advisor. You'll also have a faculty advisor, and your faculty advisor is a faculty member. Remember, all of our faculty are professors of practice. So these are actually professionals in the field that you want to get a job in, and they are there to answer all of your questions about the workforce. So if you take a class that you really, really liked and you're like, how do I do that professionally? How do I translate that into a job? They are who can tell you, where you should look and the companies that might be hiring and what that looks like in the workplace. They can maybe suggest that you take more classes in that area so that you grow your expertise or maybe get a certification. So you get both of those advisors. And then we also have our own dedicated career advisor who is just for our students. We do not share her with any other part of the university. She is here to help you with your LinkedIn page, your resume if you need to put one together. If you have a job interview and you want to do a practice interview, you can tell her and she will sit down with you for half an hour and give you some questions that you can answer and kind of get a little bit more polished on your presentation. She also gets a lot of job postings. So a lot of the companies nationally and within the state of Louisiana like our students, like our graduates. And before they put a job out on a national job board like Indeed, they might send the job posting to our career advisor and she'll send it out to our students 24, 48 hours before it goes national. So you all have a chance to get a bite at the apple a little bit earlier. So take advantage of all the different success coaches that we have around you to help you be successful and graduate. We try to be as transfer friendly as we possibly can. For those of you who have undergraduate credits from another school, we are going to work with you to try to take as many of those credits as possible. Of course, the more credits that you can transfer, the quicker we will be towards graduation, and also the less money you have to spend. So that many fewer classes you have to take. So at this point, we can accept up to 60 credits, which is like half of a bachelor's degree. That will save you almost $40,000. We also, for anybody who transfers credits, we give them a $1,500 transfer scholarship. That'll be $500 off your first 3 semesters of class. And then also we have an early enrollment scholarship of $200 if you register for classes by an early enrollment date. So that can save you over $40,000. Then you can get a Tulane degree for about $38,000. So please work with us so that we can help you transfer as many credits as possible. All right. We also have a program called Credit for Prior Learning. So many of our students have been working for years and years, and you have all sorts of experience that you can bring into the classroom. So if you ever are in a class and you're like, I don't really need to take this class, I've been doing this professionally. Like, let's say you're taking our general legal studies and you've been working in a law firm for 10 years. There might be a class or two that you're like, I kind of already have that expertise. So you can go to your advisor and you can talk to them about putting together a portfolio of work that you can submit for course approval. And if you get that approved, then you don't have to take that class. You can do that for up to 24 credits, which is the equivalent of 8 classes. And if you get all of those approved, that'll save you about $15,000. So take advantage of that, please. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about affordability. So our classes, we price our classes per course. So our classes per course are $2,022 per course. Each of our courses are 3 credit hours. There are a few courses here and there that are 4 credit hours. Those will be a little bit more expensive, but the vast majority of our courses are 3 credit hours. We cap our fees. So we keep our fees very low. They will not be more than $150 per semester, and they might even be a little lower. Compare that to other schools. A lot of schools will give you a tuition rate, but they won't tell you about all the fees. If you add up all of their fees, it can almost double the tuition rate. That is not what we do at all. So we are very proud that we keep our fees very low. There are many ways that you can save money here and there. Transferring credit for work experience, the transfer student scholarship. If you're a member of Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society, we have a scholarship. And then there are a lot of different groups that we offer a 20% tuition discount to. So if you fall into any of these groups, you will qualify for a 20% tuition discount. If you are active duty military or a veteran, if you already have a degree from Tulane, if you are active or retired public safety, that's a firefighter, police officer, paramedic, first responder. If you're a member of PTK, which you would know if you were a member, if you are a K through 12 teacher, or if you are a New Orleans public employee. So if you fall into any of those categories, please know that you will get a 20% tuition discount. All right, so a little bit, if you have not applied yet to SoPA, please do. Our application is an electronic application. It lives on our website. If you go to sopa.tulane.edu, there's a big button at the top that says apply. Just click that button. It will open up the application. You will choose the undergraduate program that you're interested in, and you will give us some basic information. We will need you to upload a current government ID. For most of you, that's simply taking a picture on your phone of your driver's license or passport. You can just upload an image. We will need transcripts from any school where you received college credits. You can send those to us either in the US mail or electronically. We prefer electronic transmission. It's a little bit better, it's much faster, and the chances of it getting lost are very slim. And then we also require an application fee of $40. However, as a thank you for attending this webinar, we actually waive that fee. So if you have not applied yet, when you submit your application, you should not get asked for an application fee. If you do, please email me and I can waive it. For those of you who may have already applied and paid that fee, please email me and I will go ahead and refund that fee for you. It's very easy to do. All right, and finally, our very last bit of information is we have 3 starts a year. We are currently accepting applications for our spring semester, which starts in January. That application deadline is January 1. The next term after that is summer, which is a May 1st deadline, and then next fall is an August 1st deadline. For all of these starts, we have an early enrollment scholarship deadline, which means if you apply and register for classes by the early date, you will get $200 off your first semester. So if you're interested in starting in January, go ahead and apply now. If you get admitted now, and we do admit on a rolling basis, so as soon as your application is completed, we will get you an admissions decision. You can accept the offer, and if you register for classes by December 1st, you will get that $200 off. Same thing for summer. If you apply for summer, get admitted and register by April 25th, you will get the $200 off. And then if you are interested in the fall, register by July 15th. Okay, so that is the majority of our information today. My name is Sheila Gold. You can reach me at sgold@tulane.edu. There's a phone number. It's much easier to reach me by email, so go ahead and email me if you have any questions. We are also going to send you a thank you email tomorrow, and it will have a recording of this webinar. So if you want to go back and listen or look at the degrees and certificates that we offer, you can go ahead and do that. If you want to forward it to a friend who couldn't make the webinar today, please do that. And once again, if you have any questions, please reach out to me. And if you haven't applied, we would love to see your application very soon. We do not have ED1 in the School of Professional Advancement. So, Alexander, you might be getting us confused with undergraduate admissions, which does have an ED1 deadline. So, if you're interested, you can reach out to Tulane Office of Undergraduate Admissions, and they can answer that question for you. All right. Well, thank you all very, very much. We appreciate you being here and we hope to see your application soon. Thanks, everyone.